Okay, so I told you guys that I would come and I would do a video on what all I was going to cook. So this is my grocery haul right here for all the things that I'm going to fix for my meal prepping. Right here you can see I have chicken, and those are just regular chicken breast. Back there are some chicken tenderloins that I'm going to use and just cut up, like cube them. Those are hash browns back there. Then I got cheese, and I got more cheese than that because I'm going to need more. I have bacon. That is just some barbecue sauce that I picked up. I was going to use my husband's, but he didn't have any made. Here I have corn. I have my sausage, ground beef right here, celery, half and half that I'm going to use for my, what am I doing? My hash brown casserole. And then I have my mixed vegetables. That's going to go into my vegetable soup. I have my soup right there. Cream of chicken that I got to use for some chicken corn chowder, mushrooms for Salisbury steak, and then my son is going to make him some pigs in a blanket. And that's going to be pretty much what we're going to do today for meal prepping. I think my husband's going to come and join me as I do this, but I'm going to let you guys know what all I'm cooking. Oh, I need to take this thing off my head, y'all. I didn't even realize I still had it on. But I am going to fix hash brown casserole, stuffed chicken breast, Salisbury steak, crock pot chicken and stuffing, crock pot barbecue chicken for chicken sandwiches, vegetable soup, crock pot chicken corn chowder, and then I'm going to make a chicken BLT as well, but not chicken BLT salad or like a Cobb salad, but I'm not going to make the salad right now because we're not going to eat it today, but I'll have all the stuff to actually make it. And then one day we're going to have loaded tater tots too. It's going to be cheeseburger tater tots, and that's going to be everything. So like I said, I'm not going to do a talk through on this one. I'm going to have to do a voiceover because it's gonna be long. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy, and we're getting ready to get started.
Alright you guys, meal number one is going to be my Salisbury steaks that I'm going to prepare, and I already have my ground beef in the bowl. I got my onions cut up and they're already poured over in it. I'm getting ready to season my ground beef to my liking, and of course you guys know how I am. You choose whatever seasoning you want to put into your meats. But I'm going to give this meat a good seasoning, and then after I do so, I'm going to add my egg in to try to keep, you know, the meat and stuff together, along with some crackers to bind it, and then I am going to give it a good mix. Once I get all of my ingredients put inside of my meat, I am going to begin to pat it out into patties. Okay, so we got all the meat, or the patties actually done, so now it's time to start putting them into our Ziploc bags. Make sure again that whenever you are preparing your freezer meals on the Ziploc bags to enter or write on there the date that you prepared it, and label also what you have into the Ziploc bag, because it may not be you that is going to cook the meal. and you want them to be able to know what's inside of it, including yourself. Make sure that you put on there for if you're going to put it in the crock pot or how long it needs to be cooked, so it'll already be done. I'm going to take these Salisbury steaks and lay them down into the bag, stack them kind of neatly and make sure that it's flat. Towards the end, I am going to add in my mushrooms, and I'm going to freeze my mushrooms along with it, so that way I can preserve the mushrooms and it'll already be done. I'm not going to add my gravy onto this until I actually get ready to put it into the crock pot the day of. Once I get all of that situated, then I'm going to make sure that I push all the air out of the bag, and that's done. Right, here's meal number 2, and we're going to make hash brown casserole. I'm just adding my frozen hash browns into a bowl, and as you can see, my husband already cooked the sausage that's going to go inside of it. I'm going to add my egg into it, and I believe this recipe calls for 6 eggs. Here I'm adding in my heavy cream, which is part of the ingredients of the hash brown casserole. Once I get all of that added, I'm going to add my seasoning, and of course, again, be sure that you put whatever seasoning that you want into your casserole or into whatever you're doing. After I do that, I'm going to give it a good stir, and then I'm going to add my meat over into it, and then I'm going to stir it again. This hash brown casserole is really easy. I got the recipe off of Pinterest. Right here, I'm going to add in some cheese just to kind of give it a little bit of mixture, you know, with the cheese, but of the day that I cook it, cheese was actually going to go on top. After I get all of that mixed together, then I believe my son is going to come in and help me out a little bit. You want to make sure that you mix it pretty well. He's going to scramble up or crumble up my bacon for me. Bacon does go into it, but of course if you don't like bacon, you don't have to add it in there. My husband went ahead and helped me out and cooked my bacon for me. And right here you see me labeling the bag that it's going to go inside of, and then we're going to place everything in there, and meal number 2 will be complete. Very simple. Alright, our third meal is going to be barbecue pulled chicken, and right here you can see I already have my chicken in the bowl. It's already been washed. I am going to take a Ziploc bag, and I am of course going to label it the date and what's going inside of it. This barbecue pulled chicken is pretty easy, you guys. I'm just going to use chicken tenderloins, put it in the bottom of the Ziploc bag, add my ingredients over into it, and put my barbecue sauce in it, and then that is done. Very simple. You don't have to cook anything with this. How'd y'all like my handy dandy helper right there? He's a good mixer. After he mixed all that up, I'm going to come through and I'm going to get all the air out of the bag. Make sure that you do that. Zip it back up, and then you have completed meal number 3. Alright, on to meal number 4. We're going to do chicken and stuffing. Crock pot chicken and stuffing to be exact. I'm writing on my Ziploc bag what it's going to be. This one is going to be pretty easy too. We're going to take our already washed chicken, put it down at the bottom of the Ziploc bag. I am using tenderloins for this too. And you want to use as much chicken as you want to. I'm only using enough that's going to feed the fam. After I get all my chicken over into the Ziploc bag, I am then going to season my chicken like I did before. After I get that good and seasoned, then I'm going to add in my bag stuffing. You can use whatever stuffing you want to use, you guys. This was what was easiest for me. I'm going to use the whole bag. Be sure to be careful when you're pouring it over in there. Generally, I will use a bowl to hold my Ziploc bag up, but I didn't in this case. After you've poured all your stuffing over in there, then you want to add in your chicken stock or chicken broth. Zaven is pouring my chicken broth over into the bag. And then once we get that good and mixed, then I'm going to add in some cream of celery inside of the bag. And once we do this, then meal number 4 is completed. This is really simple, isn't it? Very simple. You guys, I love meal prepping. Meal prepping is life right now. Alright, right here I have some cube chicken that I have already cut up. I'm going to season it really good. And after I season it, this is going to make meal number 5, which is going to be chicken corn chowder soup. There's my handy dandy helper again, trying to lemon pepper my chicken. After we get the chicken good and seasoned, and of course again, make sure that you use whatever seasoning that you want to use or you choose to use for your chicken. I am adding in the rest of the cream of celery inside of the chicken, and we're going to give it a good mix. I'm also going to add in some cream of chicken as well. He's going to add in half a can right here. Once we get that in, then we're going to pour over in our frozen corn, and you can use fresh corn if you choose to, or you can use canned corn. It doesn't matter. I added some onion over into it, and Zaven is going to give it a good stir for me. While he's doing that, I'm crumbling up some bacon inside of it, and he's going to stir it again. Alright, meal number 5 is done. Okay, right here for meal number 6, I had a different helper. My daughter decided to come into the kitchen and help us cook. She is going to prepare my vegetable beef soup. And this is really simple as well, you guys. I am taking 2 cans of regular tomato soup, and then I'm taking 2 cans of original veggie to put over in it. Ground beef, that's going over in it as well. Gonna give it a good mix. And you're done. My husband helps me cook my ground beef, so that's already completed. And right here, you're just going to see her get all of her ingredients together, put it over into the bag, and give it a good mix up, and it's done. I cannot begin to tell you how easy meal prepping is. Meal prepping just takes a lot of time. It takes time, but it's very easy. So if you like to cook and you don't have time during the week, I suggest you meal prep. Meal prep is just, it's the best thing invented since sliced bread. Yeah, it really is. Like, freezing meals, awesome. Very, very awesome. Okay, so right here, Zaven is going to come in and do his pigs in a blanket. And y'all, I decided to get some off-brand biscuits, because normally I use Grand Crescent rolls. And I don't even know what brand this was, but I did not like the way that the dough was. And you'll see what I'm talking about here shortly. It was really like doughy. and not together, and it made it hard. So we really had to, it looked sloppy. It looked really sloppy. But it might taste good. I don't know. But it looked really sloppy. So I will not get this brand of dough or crescent rolls again. I would stick to the one that I am normally used to. But anyway, we made it work, or shall I say he made it work. This is very simple. Pigs in a blanket is simple. You're just going to get you some crescent rolls or biscuits or whatever you choose to use. If any of you like to be Susie Homemaker and make your own, dough, then hey, go for that too. I didn't have time. I wasn't about to do it. So you just take your crescent roll and you take your wiener and you're going to roll it just like Zay's doing right there, and you have a pig in a blanket. Now, you don't have to roll it back and forth like he's doing. He was just like, okay, no, Mom, this is how you're supposed to do it. I'm like, boy, if you just don't take that wiener, put it on there, and roll it up and put it to the side. But I should have let him do whatever he wanted to do. It's all his little own creation. But that's how you make pigs in a blanket. We're going to take these after it is done, and we're going to, or he is going to individually wrap them into saran wrap so that when he get ready to eat them, he doesn't have to eat them all at one time. I have to unthaw them all at one time. He can just grab one, unthaw it, put it in the oven, and it's done. But that's his little meals that he's making right there. Pigs in a blanket, Zayden style.
Alright, y'all, so we finished, and this is a breakdown of everything that I cooked, well, that I prepared. Here is the crock pot barbecue chicken, and we're gonna just put that in, and we're gonna make pulled chicken sandwiches with it. This right here is the crock pot chicken and stuffing. This here is Zabin's pigs in a blanket. Over here we have Salisbury steak that we will put in a crock pot. Right here we have chicken corn chowder soup. Here we also have vegetable beef soup. There's the breakfast hash brown casserole. Here is some ground beef that I had left over, but we'll probably end up using this for some spaghetti. And then here's the chicken breast that I had left over. I didn't have the stuff to do the stuffing, to do like split breast stuffing, so I'll have to get that later and then do that, but I have the chicken already ready for it. So yeah, I was able to complete this, you guys. I think we started probably around 1 o'clock and it's like 3. I would still be cooking this if it wasn't for my tag team partner right here. Thank you, babe, again. Thank you so much. Kina also helped us for a little bit. She's getting ready to go to work. And then Zay, of course, played his part, so I'm very thankful for that because it would have been rough. So that is this week's meal prep all done.